What's going on to the family out there? It's your man here, Mr. Tay Sweat, also known as the Vegan Trainer. And this is another episode of We Good Podcast. Alright, now a lot of you are going to ask me, of course, why do you say We Good? And I'm going to tell you, it's for the vegans who aren't believers. It's for the non-vegans, you know, you carnivores out there who are going to ask me where you get your protein, where you get your vitamins, your B12. Also, for you vegans out there who are asking me, is keto really healthy? I'm going to turn around to you and I'm going to say, we good. Don't worry about us, okay? We good, okay? So, with that being said, that is today's podcast, all right? That's the topic of today, because a lot of people have been asking me about a vegan keto diet, especially when they hear a big influencer on Instagram or wherever say that a meat-based keto diet is not healthy. And then here comes all the vegans who are interested in vegan keto. They're asking me, well, you know, are they saying that about vegan keto as well? And I'm like, no. So I wanted to just address that today. So for those of you who are asking, yes, I just got back in town from Fort Lauderdale. It was an amazing Veg Fest, okay? It was good to meet a lot of you all, hanging out with the guys, you know, Dom Thompson, you know, John, all of the guys were there. So it was good to just hang out, and gals, of course. Good to hang out with everybody. Good to see everybody. Brandon, of course. So I'm back now. I have been getting a little, I guess a few. I've been getting a few of you who've been asking me, like, how in the heck are you able to travel like that and not have to work at those Veg Fests? Because I don't set up booths. I'm not selling anything. They're not paying me to talk. Even when I do talk and I do my videos and stuff, you know, they're for, you know, whomever is filming or whoever wants me to get on stage, all that money comes out of my pocket. And people are asking me, how are you able to travel like that? How are you able to stay in these nice hotels? Because when I travel, I stay at the W, I stay at Ritz-Carlton, I stay at, you know, it just depends. But I'm about to, you know, help you all with some of that. And the reason why I'm able to do that is because, of course, I'm a holistic trainer. I'm not just about health. I'm also about finances and easy ways to make things work. So even though I'm staying at the Ritz-Carlton, sometimes my stay is free. Even though I'm staying at the W, sometimes I'm getting paid, or not getting paid, but I'm barely paying to stay there. You know, the W might cost $4.50 a night. I may get it for $20 a night, $30 a night, okay? Sometimes I'll get it free. How is that? Well, of course, there are point systems and different things that you can utilize, of course, and you can cross and mix and feed to make these things work. So sometimes my flights are free. Sometimes, you know, I utilize these things. It's because I took a class on it. So I think I'm going to start talking about that a little bit more inside of my client portal. First of all, because I gotta make sure I'm keeping them on their toes, because a lot of them want to travel. So for any of my clients who are interested, hit me up on the side. We're going to talk about that probably tonight, actually. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper. This isn't necessary for that. And actually, I can't teach you all here like I want to, because I can't share my screen. So with my clients during our video chats, I can share the screen and show you where to go, the cards to get, the people you have to know to get certain cards. So, you know, I have like certain links that I can send out so you can get a card that'll help you get those type of benefits and those type of perks. And it's just credit cards. So you do have to have some decent credit. You do have to make a decent amount of money. Not a lot. You don't have to be rich or anything, but you need to have, you know, some money. You need to have decent credit. So, but that's how that works for those of you who were asking. So let's get into today's topic, okay? A lot of you have seen it, okay? And this is my guy. So it's not him or his posts. It's the questions that are coming in from his posts. And that is Dominic Thompson, of course, put out a post yesterday, I think. And I got tagged like 50 times in it. And people are asking, like, is he talking about vegan keto? And I'm like, no. First of all, Dom Thompson is mostly, not all, because he does some health stuff, but he's mostly about the animals. He's trying to get everybody to get away from that meat. That's what he's doing, first of all. Second of all, he is doing this to show people, hey, you can do everything that they're saying you can't do, you can do it on a plant-based diet. So I champion him for that. Now what we're getting like as a kickback from all of the people who are seeing this is they're taking, and he clearly says, animal-based low-carb diets. And what they're doing is they're taking that, most of you, and you're asking or you're applying what he's saying about a meat-based keto diet. They're applying it to a plant-based keto diet. And you can't do that. And the reason why I say you can't is because they're not the same. Okay? Animal-based meats or proteins and fats are trash. Okay? So I agree with everything he is saying. Of course, a lot of you know I do keto. Of course, I'm coming out with a book for the whole keto diet to show people how to do it right, because people are doing it wrong. People don't know exactly what to do, if at all. And what they're doing is they're following the meat eaters. So if the meat eater says, I'm eating 50 or less grams of carbohydrates, guess what? Here goes the plant-based community following right behind them. And you cannot do that. So I agree with Dom when he says a low-carb, high animal-based diet is dangerous. This is what, even when he's talking about your studies, these are the studies that are being done on animal-based keto, low-carb diets. They're not good for you. I agree. First of all, because most of these meats are already First of all, most of these meats, we're not even going to get into, you know, whether or not they cause cancer. We're not going to talk about that. What we're going to say is most of these meats are cooked, yes. So that means there are no enzymes, yes. Which means these meats take 3 to 5 days or longer to digest every time you eat them. So what happens is this meat is causing your whole digestive system to clog up. It's causing a lot of inflammation. And as a matter of fact, it's starting to putrefy the longer it stays in there. Because you drop 1 4-ounce, you know, steak or piece of chicken, whatever, there's 3 to 5 days. Another 4 ounce, 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days. And before you know it, you backed up 15, 20 days just from a couple meals. Okay? So that's the number one thing that's happening. So I definitely agree. Now, when this happens, your digestive system clogs up, of course. Okay? It starts to block the villi. Your whole intestines has villi, like hair-like villi that gets the nutrients or distributes the nutrients into the bloodstream. Well, when you get this thick mucoid plaque, or some of you may know me to call it liquid shit or liquid poop, when you get this in your digestive system, it spews out into the blood as well. This is what starts to clog arteries, causing high blood pressure, causing diabetes, causing all of these other things, okay? Arteriosclerosis. These are the things that the doctors are talking about. All of your plant-based doctors who are talking about a high-fat, high-protein diet is bad, this is why they're talking about that, because this is what happens, okay? That's one. Next, when we compare the two, okay, and we say, okay, a low-carb diet isn't necessarily the best thing for anybody, okay, because of course they make generalized statements. Everybody shouldn't do a low-carb diet. And it's like, first of all, I think that's wrong. But we're going to stick on track here with the keto diet. Now, a plant-based keto diet is nothing like a meat-based keto diet. Why? Once again, you stay under 50 grams of carbs. We on the plant-based side, okay, and I have hundreds of clients who have done this, okay? I'm not just talking out of my butt. This is not something I just did. This is not something I'm relying on a study, okay? Because we know studies aren't reliable anyway, because too much money in the industry for studies to be reliable. So I'm not relying on a study. I'm not just relying on the results that happened to me. I'm taking what has happened and what we have applied hundreds of times, not 50, not 20, not 10, not 5, hundreds, okay? Hundreds of times, hundreds of clients I have worked with. What we have done when it comes to vegan keto is we eat between sometimes 60, 70 grams of carbs all the way up to 200 grams of carbs. Now, to some people, that's actually not even a low-carb diet when you get up to 200 grams of carbs. So when first of all, when they say a low-carb diet is bad, usually they're referring to 50 and under. That's the first thing. Second of all, once again, the reason why they're saying that is because most of your meat-based keto folks are very interested in going carnivore as well. That's like a gateway into carnivore. This is one of the biggest reasons why this is being said about the keto diet, but it's not the vegan keto diet, okay? Not only that, another point that was made with Dom's post, which once again, this is not against Dom or anything, love him. We're just talking about what people are saying about his post. Another thing that people are saying is, oh, well, he mentioned that we can't get the nutrients on, or the phytonutrients from a keto diet. This is correct. Once again, if you're looking at a meat-based keto diet, you cannot get the nutrients you need. Why? Because the carbs are too low. You can't, or the fiber, because he mentioned fiber as well. So you're not getting the fiber, you're not getting the phytonutrients from your vegetables, because many meat-based ketoers don't do vegetables. Seriously, like, this is a real thing. They don't do the vegetables. They'll do meat, they'll do butter, they'll do ghee, they'll do all these other things. And the reason why I know this is because most vegans don't want to go outside the vegan community to study. I will literally go into your area. I will converse with the influencers of the keto community, which I have. I've been on the podcast and everything. I will step over into that community. I will study what y'all are doing, and then I'll bring that shit back to the vegan community. And that's exactly what I did. You can go look up Keto Savage. I was on his podcast. You can go look up Jimmy Moore. I've done work with him. I've not done work with him, but I've been able to, go through and filter through some of his stuff. You can go look up Dr. Daniel Pompa. I've been there, okay? I study that area, and I see what they're doing. So their carbohydrates don't necessarily come, not all of them, some of them do and encourage doing more vegetables, such as Keto Savage. But most of them get their carbs from things like ghee, butter, they're doing dairy, they're doing meat. So they're trying to get most of their carbohydrate sources from the meats and the things they put on meats. So they're not really doing any vegetables. So yes, that is very dangerous. And we have to know that nobody's doing studies on vegans who are doing keto, because there's not many of us. There's not enough of us yet. It hasn't become popular enough yet. It's keto period is popular enough, but vegan keto hasn't become popular enough yet for doctors and other people to do studies on them. So every study that is being done on keto, quote unquote, is not based on a plant-based keto diet. It is based on a meat-based keto diet. And this is another thing I'm trying to tell you all. So when you're pulling all these facts from these studies, you're pulling all these facts from these doctors and these studies are doing tests on people who are eating meat and a lot of ghee and butter and artery clogging things, okay? I just wanted to say that. So once again, when you come over to the plant-based side, we get the fiber. Why? Because when I'm planning my clients' nutrition plans, most of their stuff is vegetables. Let me just tell you that now. So for someone to come over into the vegan keto diet, we're going to eat lots of vegetables, broccoli, asparagus, kale, all right, cabbage, any cruciferous or green vegetable, it's going to be in your plan. I can tell you that now. My clients can vouch for me on this. Next, we're going to do a little avocado, olives. We're going to have some nuts and seeds, okay? Hemp seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, if you want to go all the way in, okay? Sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. We're going to do these seeds, okay? Not only that, we're going to do some nuts. And it doesn't take a lot of this stuff, okay? But we can do some walnuts. We might make a little walnut taco meat, throw it on a little boat, a lettuce boat, sprinkle it with some tomato. Boom, you got a keto vegan meal, okay? A vegan taco. Walnut meat, lettuce, salsa. Super simple, okay? You season it up right, you're good. This is how we do it, okay? Not only that, we'll go in for some other fruits. This is where people go wrong. You think you can't have fruit. We're going to go in for berries, okay? We're going to go in for a few melons. So you can do honeydew, cantaloupe, seeded watermelon, because the seeded watermelon is not as sweet as the hybrid seedless watermelons. And this is another problem that we're having in the community, because people don't realize that a lot of these, not just melons, but a lot of these fruits, period, even like grapes, these are hybridized fruits made to be sweeter, which are not natural to the body. They're raising the sugar levels in a lot of people who don't need that much sugar already because their systems have been compromised, okay? And now they're eating these fruits and same issue is happening because these are hybrid fruits. These are not fruits that are natural. Okay, because if you, even when we were over in Bali, their fruits that are natural, organic, haven't been touched yet. I say yet because I'm sure they're on the way over there. They weren't as sweet. Like my wife was telling me how she didn't like the pineapple over there because the pineapple wasn't bitter and sweet like it is, you know, like it wasn't the same. The pear wasn't sweet. It was just like chewing on, you know, it was a fruit, but it wasn't as sweet. Okay, so we're talking about all these things that aren't as sweet as we're used to having them. So a lot of these fruits can be eaten on a keto diet. Okay, jackfruit, keto diet. All right, ackee for my people in the islands, keto diet, because I've worked with a lot of people in the islands and they love their ackee. Okay, which is a fruit and it's not sweet. It's not a sweet fruit. So that's another thing you can have coming from the fruit section. And then if you really want to get technical with it, avocado is a fruit. Olives are fruit. Okay, tomatoes are fruit. Cucumbers are fruit. All right, you see where I'm going with this? Zucchini, squash. All right, fruit. So for most of you all who are talking crap, I'm coming back and I'm like, hey, these are fruits, first of all, so you can do fruits on a keto diet. Here are your vegetables, second of all, so you can do that. Nut seeds, great, we're good to go. There is no way you can tell me that eating a bunch of vegetables, a little avocado, a little olives, some nut seeds, there's no way you can tell me that that's dangerous. Okay, that's not dangerous. And as a matter of fact, I have the results that I'm proving. Okay, I'm kicking them out. Okay, as long as, now of course, when I get clients in, as long as they're compliant, I'm going to keep kicking these results out to you all and showing you what we're doing, showing you the weight loss, showing you their testimonials, because some people are doing videos for me now. So I'm going to be showing you the testimonials and showing you this diet works. Okay, and as a matter of fact, when I did my studies on a wild rabbit, when I made my wild rabbit diet, this was very similar to what the rabbits, a baby mammal, okay, still a mammal, this is very similar to what they are doing. Because what they were saying on the studies about a rabbit is basically that rabbits can't eat too much fruit because their blood sugar will get up. Okay? So what they do to keep their blood sugar down is rabbits have some berries. Okay? Because they also had like little diagrams on what you could feed a rabbit if it's in your yard. And they were telling same thing. Okay? Now maybe I'm just crazy. But if this is another mammal, okay, I'm looking at this, like the similarities, and it's saying don't give the mammal or don't give the rabbit too many fruits. Give it berries, give it some melons. This is what it was saying. It likes seeds, so you can give it seeds. It loves grass, or not grass, but like greenery, vegetation. Give it some greens, give it some cabbage, things like that. It also likes like tree, not stumps, but like tree, I guess you would call them limbs, like little tree limbs. It likes the little limbs from trees. It'll eat some bark. They'll eat little things like that, like little herbs and pellets. Sounds very similar to what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, which leads me into my next thing. Because once again, a lot of people were saying this, and this is what non-vegans do to the vegans. Most people are saying, well, you can't get all your nutrients on a keto diet. Not a vegan keto diet either. And I'm like, okay, so this is what meat eaters do, or people who go vegan and go back to meat because they say the same thing. I've had hundreds of people tell me over the course of my 10, 12 years of being vegan, or being in the community, I've had hundreds of people tell me I had to go back to red meat because my iron was low. And the first thing I do is I look at them and I go, you did it wrong. You were uninformed. And this is why you had to go back to meat. And it was probably a biased decision because you were missing and craving the meat anyway. So when somebody told you that you needed to go back to red meat, you listened and you went back. How do I know this? Because first of all, I'm studied in this, okay? This is what I do. And I've worked with thousands of people. So I'm studied in this. So what do I give somebody who has anemia or low iron? Cacao or cocoa? That's easy. Cacao nibs, cocoa nibs, whatever. Throw them in a smoothie. There's your iron. Don't like that? We'll go over to purple cabbage, purple kale. That'll get you your iron and your magnesium. Okay? Don't like that? We'll also add some maca powder to a smoothie or whatnot. All right, there's many places to get your iron. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and that's just iron. Those things have many other antioxidants and vitamins and minerals. So once again, this is what happens in the vegan community. Okay, and the people who are making these allegations and making these crazy, they're coming up with these crazy things. These people aren't even eating a plant-based high-carb diet. These are the people who are eating the donuts, the vegan pizzas, the vegan frozen foods, the vegan comfort foods. They're making these arguments, of course, so that they can justify their gluttony of what they're eating in abundance of all of this junk food. So once again, all of that stuff goes null and void. Because when you come over to the vegan keto side, you still should be doing some of the same things I just told you about regular vegans who are saying they can't do veganism because they had to go back to meat for vitamins and minerals. That's not true. So when you come over to the vegan keto side, you still should be doing your cacao or cocoa. You still should be doing your maca powder or maca. Some people say maca. You still should be doing your purple cabbage, your purple kale. Or kale in itself has magnesium and iron. And that's important because you need iron and magnesium together in order for iron to be absorbed into the body. If you're taking iron pills, you're going to urinate them out. Okay, you're not going to absorb them by itself. Also, that iron is synthetic. The body doesn't recognize it. It's trying to get rid of it. It treats it like a disease or illness. So it's trying to get rid of it. So with that being said, same thing. People are doing the vegan keto diet on their own. Just like they do with the vegan diet when they come from meat. They do it on their own, they do it wrong, and then they leave. And they tell people, this diet sucked because I couldn't get this, this, and that. No, you just didn't know where to get this, this, and that from. So when you come over to the keto diet, most people aren't taking the herbs that I'm always advising my clients to take, okay? You're not taking the herbs, okay? This is why all of my clients do the magic moss. Because we got the bladderwrack, the kelp, the dose. For the liver, the dandelion root, the milk thistle, okay? We're taking all of the things that we need for the magnesium, the potassium, the iodine. Not only that, the magic moss has 98 minerals that the body needs. The body has 102, we got 98, okay? Not only that, the average vegan only gets about 70 to 75 minerals if you just follow the plant-based diet. You don't add any herbs, which most vegans don't. Most vegans don't even know about herbs. Most of them. So they're just eating frivolous. I'll just take this, I'll take that. They're just eating whatever they want. And they only get about 70 to 75 minerals a day. The average meat eater only gets about 50 to 65 a day. So with that being said, when you come over, you gotta do your herbs. You have to. Okay, because first of all, a lot of the vegetation, especially in earth, in dirt type of vegetation, okay, because I'm not talking about marine life. I'm talking about the vegetation or the plant-based, earth-grown nutrients or foods are 85% depleted, which means to get one apple, nutritionally speaking, to get one nutrient-dense apple from 50 years ago, it would take 5 of them, maybe even 6 now, today. So you gotta eat 6 apples to nutritionally equal 1 apple from 50, 60 years ago, which is crazy, right? So what we do is like, okay, we're definitely not gonna get everything from just eating plants, okay? That's what most people say, I just eat plants. Well, you're a fool because that stuff is depleted, all right? So you're not getting everything that you think is in that plant anyway because of the chemtrails and all this other stuff that's going on. So what we have to do is we go to a place, first of all, that isn't able to be depleted just yet. And that is the ocean. This is why we do bladderwrack, kelp, dose, sea moss, okay? This is why we're doing those things, chlorella. That's all in the magic moss. This is why I have my clients do that. And this is that little sneaky thing that helps them be more successful than most vegan ketoers anyway. So we're not losing our hair over here because a lot of people who do vegan keto or keto period who don't know what they're doing, they're losing their hair because their protein is too low, okay? Or they don't know where to get it or how to get it. Also, they're not supplementing the right things, eating the right herbs, once again. So that happens. They get keto rash, they get keto flu, they get breakouts from hormone imbalancing. Now, why is all this happening? Because you're switching your body to a fat adaptation state, okay? You're basically burning fat now, okay? And this is what most people want. They're trying to get rid of the fat. You start burning fat. What happens is when you lose fat, the step before you lose all of the fat, you start to lose glycogen. When you start to burn glycogen, guess what happens? You lose water. Because for every gram, or we'll just say pound because it's easier for you all, for every pound of carbohydrates you lose 3 pounds of water. A lot of people say, I lost water weight. You're usually right. But guess what? When you lose it at this type of rate, because keto speeds up the rate you can lose the glycogen and the fat. When you speed up this rate, guess what? You're speeding up water loss. With water loss, let me say that. With water loss comes nutrient loss, okay? Or electrolytes as well. So when you're losing all this water and you're losing all this glycogen, you're taking nutrients, and essential minerals with it at a faster rate. So you have to keep up with it. That's the only thing. You have to keep up with the amount that you're losing, because you're peeing it out, you're pooping it out, you're losing it, but you're not putting it back in at the same rate because you don't know to do that. All right. So this is once again, this is what's happening. And this is why I wanted to make this video. So with that all being said, of course, you got to know, first of all, who you're talking to. You have to know what's going on. And as a matter of fact, I made this video not necessarily to argue with anybody or to prove that, I'm better than, or my diet is better. That's not what we're doing here, okay? Because let's just be honest here. Most of you all have different goals. So when somebody comes to you and says, well, this diet works over here, so do this, do your, high carb, this, and that. Well, that may not work for your goals, because some of you want to bodybuild, or some of you want to get super lean. Some of you got insulin resistance, and that diet doesn't work. Okay, you gotta cut down on the grains. You can't do a lot of beans and carbs. You gotta come down on the carbs because your body doesn't utilize them as well. So once again, this is not me telling you that this is the diet everybody should do, because I don't believe in that. Okay, I don't believe everybody should do a high carb 80-10-10. I don't believe everybody should do a low carb keto vegan diet. I don't believe everybody should do any one diet, because everybody has their thing that works for them. It's about testing and tweaking and finding out what works for you, which is why most people probably need a coach, okay? Because you have to have somebody who has more than one option for you, okay? And many of you are going to your favorite vegan, influencer, and then they're giving you one option that worked for them, and it's because they don't know. They're not studying. They're just giving you what worked for them. Oh, this worked for me. I got lean, so you should do it. And that's not how this thing works, okay? So I don't argue with most, influencers. I just don't. I don't argue with most influencers. I don't debate with most influencers. Why? Because I only debate with my equals, okay? And this is not me being an a-hole. This is me being real. I only debate with my equals. And in order for you to be considered an equal, you would have had to train over 1,000 people or work with over 1,000 people, because you need the real life studies and the real life facts. You need the real world implementation. You need the real world. I'm mixing up all my words here because I'm so passionate about this. You need the real world. It's something you have to do, because going back and reading studies, I'm sorry, it drives me crazy. Going back and reading studies of something that somebody else is doing in a lab, that is not enough to debate with me. It's not enough. Because first of all, nobody who just does that, like, oh no, I don't really work with that many people. I don't work with clients, or I don't work with general pop, gen pop. I don't work with people. I'm just giving you the studies. Then you can't even debate with me. You can't even sit in my shoes or walk in my shoes, because you don't know how it feels to try to implement something. Okay, when I first started out in this and I thought I was doing the right thing, oh, just do, high carb, go this way, and, we should lose weight. You don't know how it feels to give somebody what you think is right because of the studies, and you're walking the journey with them and you tell them, just keep eating the carbs, you're doing great. We keep cutting the calories, because that's what everybody taught us, right? You keep cutting the calories, eating high carb, and the person is getting fatter and fatter and fatter and sicker. You don't know how that feels. So you can't debate with me based on your theories or based on your study research. You cannot compete. You cannot debate, because you have not been there. Not with a couple people, but with hundreds of people. I've done it hundreds of times where I've taken somebody, this is when I first started out, I would take somebody on what people are saying is the right way to do high carb vegan or do the vegan diet. Eat your fruits, eat your vegetables, eat your grains, eat your beans. I've done this with hundreds of people, and every time, not every time, but in many cases, with hundreds of people, in many cases, these people gained weight. And we would cut calories all the way down. And then, of course, I would upregulate, bring them some more calories. So, that, of course, we upregulate leptin levels because I knew to do that. And guess what? They still gaining weight no matter where we went on the calorie scale. This let me know high carb isn't for everybody, okay? These grains and beans isn't for everybody. Even when we go to the alkaline grains and beans for my Dr. Sebi folks, we were doing teff, kelp. We were doing teff, amaranth, kamut, quinoa. We were doing the ancient alkaline grains. We were doing the ancient alkaline beans or legumes. We were doing everything in a high carb manner that was alkaline or that was healthy or known to be healthy. And guess what? These people still gained weight. These people still had insulin resistance. These people still had diabetes issues, okay? So guess what? I leveled up. I studied some more. I tested and tweaked my clients. I got more certifications. I worked with more people. And over time I realized I had to fill my arsenal, my trainer and nutritionist arsenal. I had to fill it with different tools. So that's where the keto diet came in. And that's where the, the high carb came in. And that's where, the middle ground diet came in. That's where certain, alkaline diet and this and that. Because I wasn't just dealing with weight loss. I was also dealing with people who were trying to fix diabetes, insulin resistance. I was dealing with people who were trying to fix these things, okay? And many other things, PCOS, fibromyalgia, IBS, okay? I've helped people get through a lot of these things, and it wasn't just through a high carb vegan diet. Sometimes we had to drop them carbs, okay? Sometimes we had to eat or stay away from certain fruits or many fruits. So I've been there, and this is why I say I'm not debating with any of you influencers, and definitely not debating with most of you haters out there. Or not, I don't want to call everybody haters, because most of you who are watching this, y'all are very loyal followers. I love y'all, so I'm not talking about you. But the people who come on talking crap, I'm not debating with you. I'm teaching you, because you have something you probably need to learn. So I'm recommending the books for you to read. I'm recommending you the certifications to go get. I'm recommending you what to do, because I've worked with hundreds, thousands of people. So I don't need a study. I don't need a laboratory to go do the study for me. I don't need a doctor to do the studies for me, because I have been through thousands of people, and we've tested and tweaked things in real time. So I know what works. Okay, I have some of my clients who can afford it. I have them go through the diet, or first I have them test their lipids. I have them go get a full blood panel. I have them go get a food sensitivity test. Who can afford it? Then we go through the diet, and then I have them go retake it. Okay? So I have been there. So all of these little studies, it's not so well. I don't listen to them. I don't listen to the people who are talking about it, because most of your influencers don't even work with, clients. Not on the way I do, because I'm in your face. Okay? I'm doing the walkie-talkies with my clients. I'm talking to my clients every day. So even if these influencers are selling programs, they're usually writing or creating a program and kicking them out. Go do this. No, I'm walking the journey with you, with thousands of people over the last 13 years. So this is why I don't argue or debate with any of you. As a matter of fact, some doctors can't even come touch me. I won't argue or debate with them, because they haven't worked with thousands of people. They are just talking shit based on, some kind of study, which can be faltered. It can be faltered or faulty, because I can give you some money to hide the stuff that I don't want out and just tell you to do a study on that. Just tell them about this part. So I don't listen to the studies, because I have been there. I've been through it. I've worked with thousands of people. I've done my due diligence, my studies. That's why I'm not arguing. I'm teaching. So when you bring something to me, I'm just here to teach you, not debate, not argue. No, I'm here to teach. So with that being said, this has been the We Good podcast, all right? Because we good, baby. When you rocking with me, we are good. So outside of that, I want you all to know that, yes, you too have the right to eat yourself to death or life, choice is yours, of course. And you can eat yourself to life on a plant-based diet or a plant-based keto diet. All right, I just want to say that. So outside of that, my name is Tay Sweat. I love you all. Have a good week. And for my clients, remember, we're going in on the credit cards. We're going in so I can teach you all how to stay at these hotels for free or for cheap, how to get free flights, all of that stuff. If you are interested in getting in the program, of course, I know some of you are like, I want in. Just email me. I'll have the info below. Go to my website. Whatever you need to do, hit me up on IG. Let me know. We're going to get this thing rolling. Outside of that, I love you all. I'm out.